All those who would like to join with me to say the Pledge of Allegiance, I'm going to say, I pledge allegiance
To
to
the
the flag
flag of
of
the
the United
United
States
States,
of America and to the republic
for which it
for
stands,
stands,
It stands.
one nation,
nation,
under God,
God,
indivisible,
Indivisible.
with
with
liberty,
liberty and
Liberty.
justice.
justice
For
for all.
all.
Great. Clinton Mike, are you on? Do you hear me?
Yep, I hear you. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Could you open us up with a prayer and actually pray for the families in Texas that went through this horrific shooting and in Buffalo?
Okay. Lord God, just want to thank you for bringing us all together this evening, Lord. Lord, we know that you are worthy. We just ask that you, Lord, keep our country and keep our country, be a fence around our children, Lord. We want to say a prayer for the people and the families and the loved ones in Texas, Uvalde, and we just want to pray for those 21 souls that we lost on Tuesday. Lord, we ask you to strengthen their families, strengthen their neighbors. Lord, we ask you to bless those 13 souls in Buffalo, Lord. We ask you to please give some strength to our Congress so that we can strengthen these gun laws and stop having our children being victims of violent crimes, Lord. We ask that we have a good, productive community board meeting this evening, Lord. In your precious name we pray. Amen.
amen.
I noticed that we have the district attorney on with us. I know we're going to go to community speaks, but I will let Ms. Clark have her few minutes. If you want to come on, Ms. Clark. It looked like we lost her. Ms. Clark, can you hear us?
She's muted and something.
She's muted. Okay, hold on. She's muted.
Oh.
George, you could unmute her? Or okay, the mute sign is gone now.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you.
Yes.
Okay, very good. I'm sorry, because I lost you a little bit. My Wi-Fi is a little bit difficult. I'm on my way to the 52nd Precinct Community Council meeting, so I'm bouncing around. I did Community Board 1. I got you guys, 11, and the 5-2. So sorry that I'm traveling, but thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to stop by and say hello to my home community board. So, I'm no stranger here. It's good to be among you all. Just want to let you know, as you all can see, we've been pretty busy in the DA's office. I've been, really fighting, really trying to fight the good fight to keep the Bronx safe on so many levels. We lost the 11-year-old. We got arrested in those two cases, a 15-year-old and an 18-year-old. Just sad, again, about us losing our children. The mass shootings are one thing, and it's hard, but my hearts go out to all those people in Texas. The Buffalo mass shooting was really bad also, and my heart goes out to the sisters in Buffalo. But we got crisis right here in the Bronx every day. Talks about enough of crime that we have here every day. So, that's the fight that I'm fighting. I also want to know that today we arrested an individual who was accused of committing sex crime. Community Board 12 to two young people, a 19-year-old and a 14-year-old boy. The standing, trial, he's being held on bail. Again, just, you me, this is our home community board. I'm doing what I can. So let you know that I'm here. Marilyn is there, of course, for from my office, always there to, to connect with you all. But you all know you can get to me at any time of the day or night when you need me. Just know that I'm here and I work for you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Clark. I'm gonna actually share the agenda with you guys. There we go. Did everyone see the agenda?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, so great.
Yes.
So we're gonna have the public gallery session, and we're gonna hear from our elected officials afterwards. Then we're gonna do the Bronx Borough President report and the community board chairperson report. I don't have that. That should probably be mailed to you, and the district manager's report, and the approval of board minutes and the financial report. And afterwards, we're gonna get a presentation from Gabrielle, Jim, and we're gonna vote on committee recommendations, old business, new business, and good on welfare adjournment. All right, guys? So stop sharing. Closing all the stuff down. Uh-oh. I kind of lost my screen right here for a minute. Okay, guys. We're gonna have community speaks. If you would like to talk, please put it in the chat or raise your hand with a little icon at the bottom, and I'll acknowledge you and you can speak. Miss Echeverra?
Yes. Hi, everyone. My name's Denise Echeverria. I'm a longtime resident and homeowner of the Bronx. I'm a union carpenter. I just want to make everyone aware that the New York City District Council of Carpenters are doing a big drive for memberships for apprenticeship programs. It's a wonderful opportunity for everyone, especially someone that doesn't want to take out a student loan or doesn't want to go to college. You know, they pay you. You do get some credits for applied to college, and it's a great opportunity. It's June 1st at 395 Hudson Street in Manhattan. They're taking 25 applicants first Wednesday of the month for a year. And they will get straight in. Like I said, you get paid. It's a 4-year apprenticeship. It's on general carpentry, and it's a wonderful opportunity. Pension, medical, potentially 6 figures by the time you finish. So if anyone knows anyone who's interested, please tell them to show up. Thank you.
Ms. Echeverra, could you put the information in the chat for us, please?
Okay, no problem.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Leon Tolton?
All right, I'm just trying to turn my camera on.
Okay.
Okay, here I go. All right. Good evening, everyone. Although I don't live in Community Board 12, I actually live in the neighboring district of Community Board 10. But there was an issue that did fall within Community Board 12. George is already aware of it, but I just wanted to share with everyone and also just publicly thank George and the Community Board for helping to resolve the issue. So the issue was that at the bus stop that's on Boston Road and Connor Street, there was a problem where there was parking and even double parking at the bus stop. And this was causing a problem where whether it was the city buses, which in this case is the BX16, or the Westchester County buses, which is the 60 and 61 buses, whenever they pulled into the stop, because the cars were parked right there at the bus stop, the bus had to pull further. And this was causing a problem, especially among those who were either senior citizens or anyone who was disabled, where they had to walk further. And depending on the bus driver, if you didn't have a bus driver that was patient, they actually left them. So I brought this attention to the community board through George regarding the situation, and I'm happy to report when I went over there today, the cars were not parked directly on the stop. It's a little bit closer, and I already made George aware of that. And there's still a problem with across the street on Boston Road and Provost, where they're also double parking. But nevertheless, I still wanted to acknowledge and thank the community board for quickly addressing that situation where for the first time since I've seen, the bus actually was able to move in closer. So again, I just want to acknowledge what the community board has done. George, again, even I told you by email, but I just want to just publicly just say thank you for helping to deal with that issue.
That's great. Is this across from the
Thank
Jeep
you.
dealership?
I'm sorry, can you say that again, please?
Is that across from the Jeep dealership?
Right, yeah, actually, the stop that's uh Boston and Connor, right next to it, there's a car dealership. And as I mentioned to George before, it looks like the cars that was parked there actually belongs to the staff that worked there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Wow. All right. Great. Is there anyone else for community speaks? Anyone else? I guess this concludes community speak. We're gonna move on. So we could hear from our elected officials. We're gonna start with our state senator, Baggy. Angela, Ms. Conley.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. Thank you for giving me a moment to speak. I am calling in from Senator Biaggi's office. I'm one of her staff members. I work in her constituent services arm of our office. So as always, just want to let everyone know that we are around and available if you need any assistance with anything. I'll leave our email in the chat, and then I'll also leave the number, but I'll say that number out loud as well for anyone who can't see the chat. That number is 718-822-2049. And we are taking appointments for assistance with anything. So if you give us a call, we can work through, a good time to either talk over the phone, or if people want to meet in person, we can figure something out as well. And then a few events I wanted to share with you all. Next Friday, June 3rd at 6 p.m., our office is partnering with the Red Cross to present emergency preparedness programming for children. It's called the Pillowcase Project. So it's targeted for children in grades 2 through 5, and it teaches children how to prepare for emergencies of various kinds, to practice what they've learned, and then to sort of be able to share it with friends and family. So I will put a link in the chat to register for that event. That's a virtual event on Zoom. Again, that's next Friday, June 3rd at 6 p.m. And then 2 events that we are planning for next month. We're organizing a bail reform virtual town hall. So we're sort of ironing out the details of that, but it is a topic that a lot of people are interested in discussing. So we are putting together, the senator will be there, but there'll also be some other folks to speak on the topic, and there'll be a Q&A for any questions that folks have. They can tune in. I'll probably follow up with George and Ursula with those details, with the Zoom link and all of that. Hopefully, if anyone's interested, they can share that with you. And then we are also having a home owning and home buying 101 workshop next month. That date is to be determined, but again, I'll share that information with George and Ursula. And again, if you have any questions or concerns, I'm going to leave my information in the chat. And you can also private message me tonight if you have any questions or concerns. But that's about it for me. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak, and it's nice to see you all. I hope you're all doing well. Thanks.
Thank you, Ms. Conley. Next, we have Cynthia from Councilman Riley's office, or Simone. Councilman,
Hi, can you hear me?
yes, we can hear you.
Hey everyone, so this is Cynthia from Councilmember Kevin Riley's office. I'll go over the quick community brief. Our office is at 940 East Gun Hill Road, Bronx, New York 10469. Our phone number is 718-684-5509. Our office email is district12, district12 at council.nyc.gov. My email is cprisco, that's C as in cat, P as in Peter, R as in rabbit, I as in igloo, S as in Sam, C as in cat, O as in owl at council.nyc.gov. We're going to be having our family day this weekend, if the weather holds out for us, at Hafen Park from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. And it'll be a good day for the kids as long as, again, the weather holds out, having some community engagement and some activities for them to really just, fellowship. We'll also be having our Community Citizenship Now event at the Northeast Bronx YMCA from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. on Tuesday. I also have to fix that in the chat. But yeah, if anyone has any citizenship questions, definitely do let them know about this event, because we will have an attorney from CUNY Citizenship Now on site for the event that will be giving the presentation and doing a Q&A with them. And also, our office will be working virtually tomorrow. So again, the phone number is 718-684-5509. If anyone has any questions, definitely do let me know, and I will put the information in the chat again.
Thank you very much. Ms. Donella Smith.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Danella Smith. I work for Assemblymember Jeffrey Dinowitz. He sends his wishes he can't be here tonight. We are having a shred day next Saturday, June 4th, at the Liberty Fellowship Deliverance Ministry on 4331 White Plains Road. The event is from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's just an event where if you have any items at home, such as papers with your social security number, for example, on it, you can bring it and have it shredded. We're allowing up to 3 bags, and I would also include the information in the chat.
Thank you. Marilex, do you have anything to bring? We know the DA was on, but do you have anything to bring?
Good evening, everyone. Actually, I do. So our office is hosting a gun violence run, 5K run, walk, roll. That's going to take place on the Grand Concourse. I send the email out to everyone. If you haven't received it, please let me know, and I will send it to you now. And that's gonna be, if I'm not mistaken, it's June 4th. June 4th is a Saturday, right? I just don't want to get it confused.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. George?
Yes, sorry, it's June 4th. I'm so sorry. From
We
9
also
to
have
12.
we have Sabrina Campbell from Councilmember Dinowitz's office.
Okay.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, George. Just some brief legislative updates and community updates. The council member could not make it tonight as he has an event with his son, but we did come with a full report. 2 bills that I want to highlight that the council member is co-sponsoring. He's co-sponsoring a resolution that calls on the New York State Legislature to pass and the governor to sign the New York for All Act, which would prohibit and regulate the discovery and disclosure of immigration status by New York State and local government entities. The other bill that I want to highlight that the council member has co-sponsored is he's co-sponsored a local bill that would create a citywide curbside organics educational and instructive program for residential buildings. Moving on from the legislative updates, last month, the council member joined us here at CB12. And I also had shared that we would be meeting with multiple agencies, DCWP, DSNY, NYPD, and the Mayor's Office of Community Affairs, the Mayor's Community Affairs Unit, my apologies, along with Assembly Member Jeffrey Dinowitz to discuss the ongoing issue of the car washes on Webster Avenue. We were also joined, and I want to say a huge thank you to George and Ursula for coming to the meeting, and both of you for your work, and everyone there at CB12 for your work and your support with this ongoing issue, along with the commercial truck issue that we have throughout both District 12 and District 11. So George and Ursula and everyone at CB12, thank you. And thank you for joining us at the meeting. Some of the next steps that sprung from that meeting were improving the interagency communication and determining what summonses each agency could write for this car wash issue on Webster Avenue. Our office has funded additional DSNY trucks that will do pickup every other Wednesday. And the locations are Nereid Avenue from Bullard Avenue to Webster Avenue, which is like an overpass, I believe. East 241st Street from Carpenter Avenue to the Bronx River. There will also be additional pickup East 233rd to East 243rd, White Plains Road from East 233rd Street to East 243rd, and Webster Avenue from East 233rd down to East Gun Hill Road. Last Tuesday and moving forward for the remainder of the year, in collaboration with Common Pantry, the Office of Assemblymember Dinowitz, and State Senator Jamal Bailey, we will be hosting a Nourish program, food distribution for our older adults, 60 years young and up. For initial intake, residents have to show a form of ID, whether a state ID with your picture, your address, or ID NYC. You can self-declare your income. Once you give this initial information and you return the following month, all you have to do is show your ID and the intake process will be quicker. But the first time you visit the distribution, you have to have a form of ID with your picture, your address on it. You can self-declare your income. Last month we hosted it, or this month we hosted it May 17th. Next month for June, it may end up being June 29th, but I will ensure that the community board has the information. And I have placed in the link our newsletter link where you can join our email distribution. So you can give us your email and then you'll get the flyers that way. But the community board will definitely have all of the information. Danella shared that we are hosting a shred event on June 4th. So I won't cover that. I do want to say thank you to Officer Reyes of the 47th Precinct and Miss Alina Dow from the Mayor's CAU office for championing the graffiti removal on the wall of Woodlawn Cemetery. The council member joined in and he was able to visit it. The Mayor's Office of Housing and Recovery did the removal. So that's a great step to bring back some beauty and beautify Webster Avenue. The council member attended yesterday morning a groundbreaking ceremony at 4519 White Plains Road, which upon its completion will be a 90-unit residence. It will serve formerly homeless individuals with pre-existing conditions, and low-income families with amenities including 24-hour security, a live-in building superintendent, energy-efficient building systems and appliances, a laundry room, a community room, private rear gardens, and on-site social services. In closing, our office will begin again starting in June, neighborhood office hours throughout District 11. So you guys will be able to see us more in Wakefield and Woodlawn. Again, I have placed the newsletter link and the council members' council hearing link where you can sign up to testify, give us ideas for events, and any suggestions that you might have. I did put my contact information in the chat where you can reach me, telephone number and email. Thank you guys so much, and I hope everyone has a great long weekend after the heart-wrenching week we had. Thank you.
Thank you very much. is there someone here from the borough president's office? Yep, we need a borough president's report.
Hi, good evening. This is Alexis from the Bronx Borough President's Office.
Hi, Alexis.
How are you?
Good, good.
Good. I'm happy to hear it. Good evening. I hope everyone is well. Um, Bronx Week is now over, and it was a success. I hope that everyone had a chance to attend events. Congratulations again to the board members who were honored at the community board event. That being Carl Stricker, Johnny Goff, Judith Benitez, and Hannah Gadpill. Congratulations again. Just some updates on applications for new members. Please keep an eye out for the mail. You'll be receiving a letter in July that will have updates on your application. If you have additional questions about that, you can always feel free to reach out to me and we can connect on a one-to-one. Some upcoming events for the month of June. We will be having a LGBTQIA plus flag raising on June 2nd. It'll be in front of Borough Hall. The address is 851 Grand Concourse. I will be sharing the flyer with Ursula so that she can share it with everyone on the board. I hope that everyone has a great night. And if you all have any questions for me, I will be here for the remainder of the meeting. And I will also leave my information in the chat. Thank you again.
Thank you. George, are you gonna issue a report?
Yeah, sure. I'm sorry I didn't send this in advance. I mean, I'll read this as quickly as I can, but as clearly as I can. Um, Good evening, board members, and happy Thursday. Alexis kind of stole my thunder. I'd like to extend a congratulations to our longest serving board members, Johnny Goff, Judith Benitez, and Carl Stricker, along with our youngest board member, Hannah Gladpale, who were honored by the Bronx Borough President on May 11th at Veterans Memorial Hall for their service to the community. We have some important items to discuss this evening, so I will be brief. Please note that tonight may be our last meeting where we are meeting virtually. The governor's order that allows us to meet virtually expires June 14th, and any meeting after that date will be in person. Tonight, you will be voting on a resolution to allow us to continue to offer the hybrid model of meeting virtually to our most vulnerable board members or those of us that have other things going on that prevent us from meeting in person. Additionally, tonight we'll be taking nominations from the floor on the future leadership of this community board. Nominations. I will start with nominations as this is pretty straightforward. It is my understanding that we have 3 vacancies that need to be filled.
The floor, only the nominating
Hold on,
committee.
George, 1 second.
The nominations from the floor come next month in June. All tonight happens is that the nominating committee makes their recommendations, and then in June, when we hold the election, we take nominations from the floor. That's the way it's done.
Well,
And I explained this in the beginning of the process 2 months ago.
I'm not going to dispute it because I don't know. The only thing that I will say is that for the previous 2 years, the nominations came from the floor because we do an online. So we set up an online, I guess a poll is the best way to describe it, where people have the opportunity to vote 2 weeks in advance of the full board meeting. And we have a candidate forum 2 weeks before the full board meeting so that people have an opportunity to hear from the people who are running for the elective office, which is why tonight we have to because otherwise we have to come up with a paper ballot the same evening on everybody who's running. And it would be a little chaotic. So,
well, that's what the procedure has been for the past 50 years that I've been on the board.
and as I said, the last 2 years that we've done this is the way we've done it. I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to have a debate. I'll reread the rules tomorrow, but I don't want to make things up on the fly either. The way we're doing it tonight is we're taking the nominations from the floor. It's on the agenda, and that's the way we're going to do it.
Well,
Okay. Sorry, this is Carl. Oh, I'm sorry. Am I interrupting someone?
no, go ahead.
Okay. I just heard an echo on the phone, I guess. So no, I am with Carl on this one. We may have had to adapt our normal practice because of the pandemic, but if we're meeting in person next month, then I think our standard practice would take precedence. I don't know.
We're
Can
not
someone
all
else
meeting in
chime?
person.
Well, 20 of us at least are, yes. Right? It's 20 of us have to be there in person and the rest on the phone, is my understanding.
And what about the people who are not? What do you do with them?
So, okay, is it just a logistical challenge then that you can't easily set up the virtual voting on the fly?
Yeah.
Are we talking about?
Yeah, that's why we open. I mean, that's why we open up 2 weeks in advance. It's like early voting in New York City. That's not a foreign concept to us. We all vote
No,
early.
it isn't, but it's a foreign concept to the board. The last 2 years was a challenge because of the pandemic, and that's why we had to do some modifications. But the rules we've been following for the last 50 years, except for the past 2 years, is that in April, the nominating committee is formed. In May, the nominating committee makes their nominations, and then we hold a vote in June, and that's when nominations from the floor can be presented.
Can I say something?
Absolutely, Clinton.
Okay. Like you said, the last 2 years, this is the way we've been doing it because we're in the midst of a pandemic, or whatever the case may be. June 14th, I believe, is the date. The open meetings law, right? June 14th, right?
Yes, sir.
That's right.
But that's not written in stone, correct?
That's correct.
Right. So that may still be extended because COVID is still here. So we may still have to adapt to what we've adapted to for the last 2 years. And the last 2 years, we've done it. I was the nominating committee chair, and we've done it just like this. And that's all that's all I have to say.
That's an excellent point. Just to reinforce what Clinton just said, everybody knows that the order was supposed to expire on June 7th, and then we received notice that it was extended 1 week to June 14th. It may very well, we don't know. I mean, we're proceeding, which is why we're voting on the resolution tonight, like it's going to expire on the 14th. But you never know. I mean, again, I think Clinton raised an excellent point that it might be extended another week. Carl, we have to be adaptable. And again, this is bringing in the fact that some of our board members are going to choose to participate from home, and this option has to be available to them so that they can vote as well and have their vote counted.
Okay.
But to Carla's point, you're absolutely right. We're going to be in quorum. Quorum has to be present in the building. So, these are the challenges that the hybrid model raise. Go ahead. I guess if anybody, Tolene, you wanted to say something.
George.
Yes, sir.
We could pick this back up in 2 minutes. Councilman Denowitz is on for a brief second and would like to say something.
Hello, everyone. It's great to hear you talking about all the voting and everything. Excuse me. Unfortunately, I can't stay at the meeting, but I always do like to come in and say hello as always, Sabrina gave what I trust is a very excellent update. She's very responsive. She knows everything that's going on in my office. I'm going to add two things that happened in City Hall today that I think are relevant to the things going on at TV 12. One is we voted for a home rule supporting increased fines for trucks illegally parking, which is an issue plaguing our community, which I know, we're trying to work on long-term permanent solutions, but this would at least increase the fine. Second one was increasing the hours that the speed cameras are operational. And speeding is also something that's plaguing our community. The speed cameras, I think, are one of the many tools in our toolbox that can help literally save lives. They've been shown to reduce crashes in the areas, the speeding and crashes in the areas that have them. They are not on 24/7, but this rule will now allow us to turn them on 24/7 and on the weekends. So those are just two things that happened today. I'm always here for all of you. I always like to stop by and say hello, and also remind everyone that Sabrina is just incredible, and she's really taking care of entire CB12.
Thank you, Councilmember.
Thank you.
Colleen has a hand up. Was that for the councilman or for?
Tolene?
No, negative. That was in regards to what we were speaking of. But it was basically answered because I just wanted to be sure, was that clear that we were not going to, at some point, like you said, be extended and go in and then we'll be shot in terms of the election. So I was just trying to be clear. And I got that answer. No, it has not been said, and it could possibly go that way.
Yeah. I mean, listen, we've had nominating committee meetings. Clinton's been chairing them. So the only thing that I would say is, to Carl's point, we are trying to be on time. Like, this is the reason why we're bringing this up today as well. Previously, we've had elections where brand new board members were already appointed and didn't know who the candidates were. And actually, that's why we now do a candidates forum. But we're trying to do this before new board members get appointed and they have no idea who they're voting for. Because if you do recall, before the pandemic, our elections were happening in October and September, and it kept getting later and later. So I understand everything that you're saying, but those I'd have to look at the rules again. I think we're following the bylaws right now. Like, we've had a meeting, we set up the nominating committee, we're taking votes, we're taking the nominations from the floor today, and we're doing that in an effort to make sure that we still have time to have the vote in June, because that's our next meeting, and we're opening the ballot up 2 weeks in advance, and that's coinciding with the candidates forum and also with giving people the ability to vote virtually. And those votes only count if you participate in person or whatever the resolution says. So if you're hybrid, as long as you're on camera, then we can count that vote. So, I think we're within the guidelines. We spoke to the borough president's office in regards to this. It's very similar to what we've done for the last 2 years. The only wrinkle is then again that we're in person. But like I said, we worked on those logistics. So taking the vote from the floor the day of in June would be difficult because board members who are not comfortable or technologically savvy would have to vote via computer that same night. And that's not a smooth transition or thing for us. I'm gonna start again on my nominations because I don't know where I left off.
Luke, I think Luke had
Oh,
something.
go ahead, Luke. You have a question?
And Tolene.
I was wondering what the process is going to look like for electing to be virtual in the hybrid setup.
Well, that's what we have that coming up. That's what the resolution is. I think You should have gotten that email with the language. I hope all the board members did see that. Did you get that, Luke?
Yeah, thanks.
George, is it possible to for you to break it back down for
Sure.
us
Um,
so that everyone could be on the same page with what we're looking at and what we're hearing?
Let me see if I can get the because I know I sent the email, so let me just look for that email on chapter 56. And then that way I can share my screen and folks can see it. Okay. The only difference is okay, so here, I got it. Enable editing, and I'm gonna see if I can share my screen.
Okay.
Okay, I believe that's right. Share. Okay, so this is tonight's vote. I'm going to be honest with everybody. This is the City Planning Commission's language. I basically lifted a lot of their stuff and just put our name, like Community Board 12, and amended our extenuating circumstances. We had an executive meeting last week, Monday, and we then had a public hearing that Wednesday, and now it's up for a vote. But basically, this is the language. Let me see if I can scroll up a little. Is everybody able to see that?
Yes.
All right. So the most important part of this is there's two options that the community board could have followed. We could have gone in person, going back to the way it was pre-pandemic, and like no changes. Like that would be it. We would go back to normal, everybody in person, or we could adopt a hybrid model, which is what we're proposing. We're proposing the hybrid model. The hybrid model still means that you still have to be in person. You have to have a quorum physically present in a physical location. So for us, it would be our carriage house, like we normally do. And we have 37 board members. So 19 of us would have to be in the building. And we would have to allow the public into our space. But because we're doing the quote unquote hybrid model, there's 37 board members. Let's just say 20 were present because that's easier math for me, or 19 are present. That's quorum. What would we need? We need the remainder of the board members could participate virtually, and as long as they told us that they were participating virtually, when we send out the notices for our meeting, we have to notify people and say, let's just say I was a board member for argument's sake, and John Isaac is a board member, but he wants to participate from home. We would say George Torres and John Isaac are participating virtually due to extenuating circumstances, or we could even say make it more generic via the Chapter 56 rule, and we could do that. Now, what are extenuating circumstances? That is number two. This is something that we came up with as a board at the executive committee meeting and at the public hearing. I think I sent out one version of this when we did this initially. The only change to this is that we added the word senior, and we actually enumerated what that age frame is, 65 plus. But you'll see that I'll read it real quick. If a quorum of board members is physically present at a community board meeting where the public can attend in person, a board member may attend and participate in a community board meeting by video conference from any location and without providing access to members of the public to such location if such board member is unable to attend the meeting in person due to extraordinary circumstances, which include, but are not limited to, disability/limited mobility, illness, caregiving responsibilities, senior 65 plus, out of borough for work, travel purposes, any other significant or unexpected event which precludes the community board members' physical attendance at the meeting. And again, this is the other provision, which is also very important. Members of the public may view Community Board 12 meetings by video and may attend, and where the public comment is authorized, participate in meetings in person, by video conference, or any other remote means established by Community Board 12. So virtually, we would still be this way. I thought the only thing that I didn't say in this, and it has to be understood, if you're participating virtually, in order for you to be counted for attendance and for quorum, not for quorum, for voting purposes, you have to be on camera.
And be there the whole meeting, right?
Yeah, for the whole meeting. Yeah, not like, let me turn off the camera while I eat dinner or whatever. Like, you have to be there for the whole meeting.
All right. Everyone understand?
Is the camera restriction or rule, is that something that's enshrined in the resolution?
No, it's not. I thought it was, but it's not. We should have sent to you several things. You got a memo from the mayor's office on this, from his legal team. And then you got pointers from the borough president's office, which we shared from the general counsel there. And then you got from the Committee on Open Governments, Chapter 56, which was the do's and don'ts. Luke, I can resend those to you if you want, just so you can see it. But in those provisions, the camera rule is stipulated. It's said. Is that cool?
Yeah, thank you so much.
Oh.
Okay, this is Carla again. I'm going to say that Mr. Carl Stricker, as our resident parliamentarian, needs to make some recommendation on this, but I'm agreeing that logistically, waiting until next month is very complicated to accept nominations from the floor, because you have to make up the ballots in advance and set up the technology.
Awards. That's what it first here. I said up the street. Which would include the community, correct?
Mute yourself.
3 adults.
Michelle, can you put yourself on mute? Michelle Brumfield.
I am so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I think I got it.
So
I don't know. Go ahead, John. I'm
while
sorry.
we're on the issue of the meetings law, since everyone understands the meetings law, could we have a vote on could we make a motion and could I get a motion from the floor and so we could just get that out of the way?
It's up to you.
So moved.
All right. So
how are you going to word that, John?
Sorry, who made that motion?
Actually,
I did.
It's written already to with any necessary changes, but it's already written out from the executive meeting, what George read just now.
Understood, but is that we're accepting to
accept
a hybrid model, or we're
of the executive committee?
Yes, to accept the hybrid meeting. With any future changes that the city council is gonna make.
Yeah, because we had to follow the law.
Okay. All right, great. So, Madam Secretary, could we have a vote, please?
Okay. Judith Benitez, aye. Egeria Bennett excused. Denise Bond.
Aye.
Ivan Boras.
Aye.
Carla Basati,
Aye.
Michelle Brumfield,
Aye.
Marlene Allen, Marlene, not present. Victor Brown, Victor Brown, not present. Deacon Edward Brown, Deacon Edward Brown, not present. Norbert Bryan,
Aye, aye.
Sadie Campbell,
Aye.
Joan Clark,
Aye.
Beatrice Coronel,
Aye.
Pauline Dickerson,
Aye.
Kevin Eichelberger, Kevin Eichelberger, not present. Alfredo Figueroa,
Aye.
Hannah Gapel, Hannah Gapel, not present. Barbara Gibson,
Aye.
Johnny Goff, Johnny Goff, not present. Robert Hall, Robert Hall, not present. Lisa Hayes, Lisa Hayes, not present. John Isaac,
Aye.
James Theodore,
Aye.
Keisha Martin,
Aye.
Afalas, not present. Sharon Mazet, Sharon, not present. Lucille Martin,
Aye.
Shanika Moore,
Aye.
Clinton Mike,
Aye.
Carmen Ortiz,
Aye.
Anthony Reed,
Aye.
Harry Singh,
Aye.
Carl Stricker,
Aye.
Luke Zavados,
Aye.
Deborah Torado, Deborah Torado, not present. Deborah Torado, Esther Yema.
Aye.
The ayes have it, Mr. Chair.
Do we have a quorum?
Yes, we do.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
We got one of the issues out of the way. So now back to the nomination. Mr. Mike, would you like to take over the meeting? And
Well,
Yeah, George wasn't done yet.
yeah.
Sorry,
It's
George.
okay. It's all good. And actually, I shouldn't even be. Well, I'll just read what I wrote because it's easier that way. I will start with nominations, as this is pretty straightforward. It is my understanding that we have 3 vacancies that need to be filled. I take no pleasure in making this announcement, but it is relevant to our discussion. I was informed some time ago by the BXBP's office that Dr. Burke was not reappointed to the community board and effective immediately is no longer a board member. Someone will need to run for the chairperson position. Additionally, I understand that Ajiria Bennett and Carla Basati are not seeking re-election to their respective executive officer roles. Someone will need to run for those positions as well. I hope it is understood that these executive officer roles do require some legwork, and anyone seeking these positions should be up to handling those responsibilities. Ursula and I are here to help and support all board members, but it is not our jobs to do yours. Moreover, the relationship between Dr. Burke and myself deteriorated over time. Whoever seeks the position of chair will have to work with Ursula and I and be our partners in making sure that we carry out the mission of the community board. I then go on to speak about Resolution 56, which we just voted on. Today marks my 2,489th day as your district manager, or 6 years, 9 months, and 24th day of my tenure here. I'm grateful for each and every day at the board. Thank you for your patience, and good night.
Thanks, George.
All right.
All right, Mr. Mike.
Okay, good evening, everyone. So the nominating committee consists of myself, Denise Bond, Shaniqua Moore, Ted James, Victor Brown. Is that everybody? Yes. Myself, Shaniqua Moore, right. 5. We met on last Thursday. And, it was decided that we would today accept nominations from the floor. As George previously stated, we have 3 vacancies, one being the chair of Community Board 12, one being the recording secretary, and the first vice chair. So with that said, we're going to take nominations from the floor this evening, and that should be opened up by the acting chair this evening. I don't know. That's the rule.
Yes, sir. So
and
I now open nominations. I strike the gavel. Nominations are open for the chairman of Community Board 12.
Okay, hold on 1 minute. So nominating committee, we're gonna do this as a group. We're gonna record these nominations and we'll get together and make sure we know everyone that was nominated or nominated for a position. Okay? Shaniqua, thank you.
Hi, can I make a nomination?
Who's okay? Luke. Yes, Luke. You could go ahead.
I would, and this is unplanned, so I hope I'm not stepping on anybody's toes. But I would like to nominate John Isaac to the role of chairperson.
Actually, I respectfully decline. The reason why, and I want everyone to understand this, is that you have to spend a lot of time at the borough consultations and at the meetings. And because I'm still working and all that stuff, it will be unfair to the community and Community Board 12 if I would be the chair. So I actually wanted someone that has a lot of time on their hands to move around to the community and address the issues that we have. And I really appreciate that, Luke. No, but it's the time.
Understood.
See.
I'd like to make a nomination.
Go ahead, Anthony.
I nominate Alfredo.
Yes. I was just gonna nominate him.
Alfredo.
I second that nomination.
Alfredo, what's up, man?
Listen, guys. I mean, I like John Isaac said.
Just sell the blue car, man.
What car? My Corolla? You crazy? I respectfully decline for the reasons of that I do work full time, plus I have my own business. So, again, this position takes a lot of a person's time. Not saying that one cannot do it, but it requires a lot of time. And not only am I involved in the Community Board 12, I'm also involved in the 47 Precinct Council, and it won't be fair for someone else that might be more deserving and has the time to do this. But thank you guys. I appreciate it. My love you guys. And, thank you.
Thank you.
Is there any more nominations?
This is Carla Borsati. This is Carla Borsati. I'd like to nominate Ms. Denise Bond.
And Denise was just going to nominate herself just now.
Absolutely
Oh,
not.
sorry, I missed.
Carla, love you dearly, but I work full time. I have so many obligations right this minute. I'm so sorry. I would have to decline, but I would like to nominate someone else.
Okay.
I would like to nominate Ted James.
Is Ted on?
Yes, John, I am here, but listening to all of the foregone reasons for decline, I have to join that group as well. I just don't have the time and to be able to do this in an effective manner.
Okay.
All right.
Ms. Beatrice?
How much time are we talking about?
George, it includes blood. You gotta give blood.
No,
And
you
what
don't
is
have to
the
give blood.
commitment? Is the commitment a year?
Yes.
Yeah, right. We never put we haven't put term limits, and we didn't do. Did we do 2 years, or are we still on every year?
We're still on every year.
Okay, so it's 1 year.
We're still on every year, yes.
All right.
If it's a year, I would sacrifice some time.
So your responsibility as the chair is we pay bills. Ursula and I. That's one of the things that we have to do. You as the chair is the only person on the community board that actually gets a city email address. So for example, Dr. Burke had a at cb.nyc.gov. He was responsible for signing my timesheet. You're responsible. We make you the third payer on our bills. You don't actually pay any of the bills, but the way we do it is Ursula generates the bill. I second it, and then you are the final sayer on whether we pay this bill or not. And then, as John mentioned, we have budget consultations. Budget consultations happen September, October. It's 3 full days of meetings. So literally 9 to 5, you meet with city agencies. And then the only other thing that we do is, for example, today, the fourth Thursday of every month is Borough Board, and you have to go to that meeting as the chair. So that's a meeting that usually virtually has been starting at 10 o'clock, but again, we're in person next month. So you would have to physically go down to 851 Grand Concourse and sit and meet with those folks, all the chairs from the Bronx, and the council people. It's usually a joint meeting, but that's what it is. The way we do it in our community board, I don't know if people are aware of this. Some of you are. We write letters of support. Those are generally signed by the chairman.
Right.
So you would come in once, twice a week. You sit down, we go over all that stuff, and you just sign off. I mean, a lot of the stuff we've been doing virtually, and we have email, so that's pretty easy. You don't have to be there every single day, but there is some responsibility, and you have to you work with the board members. You become, sort of I speak with you, generally speaking, and then you speak to the board members, and that's it, really.
I can commit a year. I just think honestly, like this past year has been discouraging for many of us. And I honestly genuinely joined the board because I wanted to see a betterment of life for the residents in our community. Being that I have a mental health background, I think that there's a lot of things that we can add value to. And so I'd be willing to commit a year into collaborating and being another voice for the collective. So just throwing it out there.
Well, I second that self-nomination.
And if you need another person to agree, I'm in.
And I'll fourth it.
Yeah, second, third, fourth.
And I fifth it.
I sixth it.
Okay.
Unanimous.
No,
I seventh it.
so this is Carla again. I just want to say that whoever is willing to take on this very demanding role, you're not alone, right? There are another 10, 12, whatever we're up to, executive committee meetings who can provide support, write letters, draft letters, be an ear for consulting on issues. So it's not a solitary position. So that's it.
All right, great. Any more nominations?
We need first chair and the recording secretary, is that, or correspondence? Correspondence, I believe, right, Clinton?
Ms. Dickinson?
Recording.
Recording. Oh, recording. Okay.
I was just gonna chime in with that and say that the key word in this whole thing is delegation. You know, this is a family, and when you could delegate, you know, some of the duties to help you out, there's people in here that are willing to do it, but you have to want to delegate it. Okay, so that's all I have to say.
Great.
I want to see us win, guys. I really, from the bottom of my heart, I really do.
Great. So going twice. Nominations are closed for chairwoman, I should say. Congratulations, Ms. Beatrice. Chairperson.
Yep.
My honor, and I'd like to nominate Keisha for vice chair.
I second Keisha for vice chair. Ms. Lago Martin.
Barbara Gibson, I'd like to Ivan for
Okay, so we have a nomination for Keisha Lago Martin and Ivan Boris for second vice chair.
thank you.
First vice
That's
chair.
first vice
First
chair.
vice chair, I'm sorry.
You're getting this down, right,
Thank
nominating committee? You're taking all these.
I'm getting it down. Who nominated Ivan?
Barbara
Barbara
Gibson.
Gibson? Okay, thank you.
Do they accept?
I accept.
Ivan, do you accept?
So before anything, I like the fact that I like what I was just hearing. A change in leadership, I think, would be a breath of fresh air for our board.
Hallelujah.
And Beatrice would be the right direction. So I ninth it. And I'm honored by Ms. Gibson with her support throughout these very trying, this trying year, where I didn't have that support. So I humbly accept Ms. Gibson's nomination because of her support, and hopefully I get the rest of the board support and set out to do what I initially was doing for so long and was successful at. Thank you.
Mr. Reed?
Yes, I had a bad connection. I want to nominate Clinton.
Yes. How about you nominate Clinton for second vice chair to replace me?
Whatever
Man,
he
you ain't
wants.
going nowhere. You on the ballot. Stop.
Whatever he wants.
Ignore him, Anthony.
What you want, man? What you want?
I don't think the rules allow him to be nominated.
The rules don't allow him. The rules don't allow him to run.
Can I ask a question, John?
Yes.
This is Michelle Brownfield. So, let me open myself on camera as I speak.
Okay.
Okay, so I have a question. So being still consider myself as a new board member, and I'm listening to the nominations and I'm hearing the names, and I just want us to also, when you send out the bios or whatever it is, before us to consider when we come back to vote, because a lot of persons here are not on camera. I hope that they will have a picture or something, because you don't know who you're voting for. I mean, I know you made that point before. So yes, the bio and stuff will represent that the person is capable of doing the job. But I want to be clear on, I need to put a face to the person.
Okay.
And because I am newer to the board, I mean, it's it's a large board, this community board 12. And you don't know who people are. You know, maybe I'm seeing people in the community, I don't know who they are.
Michelle, to answer that.
Yeah. So,
Ms. Bromfield, as the chair of the nominating committee, I will make sure.
Sorry, I'm gonna mute myself now and close my camera again.
No, I
Okay.
think, isn't that going to be answered with the form that we're having?
Yeah, but in terms of the photo part, that's not something that we have done in the past. So I'm going to request that this time along with the bios. Okay.
Okay. So thank you.
Isaac, could you explain that to me again about Clinton?
I accept that.
My understanding, if Anthony, if he is the chairperson of the nominating committee, or anyone on the nominating committee cannot run.
Right. Oh, he'll have to resign.
He'll have to resign first.
Miss Barbara Gibson would like to say something.
Thank you.
Ms. Gibson?
John, you are resigning at your position in the future coming up?
No, I mean, if there's someone that wants to run for that position, then I'll resign for them to run.
Too late, John. Sit down, relax. Anyway.
So it's not open though.
No, it's not open.
Why is he mentioning that?
He just talking.
Because if someone,
Chill, John.
John, you're confusing people. Stop.
Okay.
Stop confusing people.
I'll be quiet.
Stop.
So now you need correspondence secretary.
Recording secretary.
Recording.
Sorry. Oh, we still need that. How about Miss Cloud?
I second that nomination.
No, I respectfully decline.
All right now, don't everybody. Come on now. Somebody got to do these minutes.
I have my hands full.
I understand you. I'm not mad at you. I'm talking about other people.
Okay, 2 other organizations that I'm the secretary for. It's a bit much. I'm sorry, I can't. I like to be dedicated and I like to do the work to the best of my ability. And if I have too much on my plate, I will not be able to do it. I thank you.
Okay. Is there anyone that's computer savvy that would like to take on that challenge? Anthony Reed, your hand is still raised. You want to take on that challenge?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was doing construction. No, let me stop.
That's what's up with you. So we need a recording secretary, everyone. I'm not going to close the meeting. I know. Ashley Jones.
I'm new to this, but yeah, I've done this kind of work all my life. So, and I'm computer savvy, so I could do it.
You're on the community board, right?
I'm not. I don't think I'm an official member yet. I actually just I'm waiting, but when it comes to like minutes and computers and stuff, that's what I went to school for. So I could do it if no one wants to do it.
George.
Or I could fill in until somebody decides.
She isn't a member of the board, so she really can't do that function.
Okay,
That's correct.
are the minutes, this is Michelle Bromfield, the meeting is recorded, so who has the recording of the meeting? That way you have sure that the minutes are accurate. You can listen and type them up. So who has that? Who has access to that?
George does.
Yeah.
I think it's
Well,
online.
we post it, on YouTube.
Okay.
No, so this is Carla, the current recording secretary. The minutes are all available on YouTube, but they don't count as official minutes. They have to be typed up, which is what I do. I've been doing it for 10 to 12 years now, so I would be happy if someone else wanted to take that on. It's a great way to get to know members of the community. But right, the recorded minutes don't count officially as minutes. Somebody has to record them. I type them as the meeting unfolds so that I don't have to live through the meeting twice. You really don't want to listen to a 3-hour video. So I'm doing it right now. I'm typing them as I hear them, if that helps clarify the role.
I'm just thinking about it because typing is fine, but John said computer savvy. So I don't know what extent of computer savviness is required other than typing up some minutes.
That's it. You just got to type. You just have to type. Right, George?
Yeah, exactly. It's using Word. You type what you hear, and if you miss something, which for me happens more on the virtual meetings because the meetings are always a little fuzzier than the live meetings were. You have to go back and listen to the video to fill in the gaps. And I have all kinds of cheat sheets of what people's full names are, the representatives of the various elected officials' offices are, because they all introduce themselves by a first name, and then you have to look up what their full name is. And then the office helps me tremendously because they know all the players in the community, and sometimes people in the community introduce themselves with one name, and the office will help me figure out what their real name is so the minutes are accurate. But if someone volunteers to take on this role, I would be happy to share all my cheat sheets. I wouldn't put anybody into this role without support.
Asking Brown, did you have something to say? I thought I saw that hand up. Okay.
So, Miss Carla Barsati, you're saying that you would actually mentor someone who would take on the role until they're fully, completely feel comfortable with it?
Yes, absolutely. I have my cheat sheets because somebody comes in and says, well, I'm Alexis. So I have to look it up and say, somebody comes in and says they're Cynthia, and I look it up and it's Cynthia Prisco. I do have my cheat sheets. So yes, I would be happy to mentor anyone.
So I nominate Michelle Bloomfield.
Second.
All right. Michelle, the job is yours.
Okay, I'll try. And with the assistance from Miss Carla, I will.
Okay. All right, great.
Okay, just send me a phone number or an email address so I can put it in the chat so I know where to send you my cheat sheets. And thank you. It would be nice to have someone take on this responsibility after a decade.
So does she accept?
Yes.
Okay, nominated by you, right, John?
Yes. Yes. Okay. Are there any more nominations? Hearing none, I now close the nominations. Mr. Mike, your slate is set.
Okay, that went pretty good.
Wait, can I just ask a quick question? I'm just a little confused. Can we go back over? Yeah, what was said?
Like, okay, like who's
Yeah,
which position?
Yeah, because I heard them say Clinton Mike first vice chair, but he would have to not be. So I'm just trying to understand. He could not be the chair of the election nominating committee. Excuse me.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, so
I do accept. I got a crew for that, so I ain't worried about that.
Say that again.
So the nominating committee is straight without me. So if I accept it, they'll be fine.
That's what I thought you said. Okay.
Okay.
I just wanted to be clear. So let's go back over that for me, please, John. I love you.
Okay. So you want to go back over the whole thing?
No, just the vacancies.
Okay, the vacancies for chairperson is going to be Beatrice. For second vice chair, we have a nomination for Keisha Lago Martin.
First vice chair, John.
First vice chair, and
Ivan Boris.
And Ivan Boris.
Mm-hmm.
And then
you just said Clinton Mike, right? Come on now, help me out here.
Yeah,
y'all know I'm retired. I'm in the house with nothing to do. What are we doing here?
Clinton, you want to run for second vice chair?
First vice chair, John. John, stop. You're trying to give up your position. You keep trying to give up your position. First, it's first vice chair.
First vice chair. Clinton Mike. So we have 3 nominees.
Yes, Clinton Mike will run for first. Okay. So do I have to resign right now?
I'm not a parliamentarian.
I guess you would. Because you're putting yourself up for the seat.
Right, but then that leaves us with 4 people on the nominating committee. Don't we have to have an odd number?
5.
Yeah, we can do that next year when we redo the nominating committee.
No, but I mean for this year, because
he can't leave the nominating committee this year. He can leave it next year.
Oh, so he cannot accept that position then, therefore.
That's correct. Clinton is right.
Okay. So he cannot
I think
accept.
I like to see him do it. He can't.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Settled.
Okay.
Hold on, we also have a question from the floor. Ms. Small, Cooper Small.
Yeah. Trying to unmute.
Ms. Small.
Yeah, I'm trying to unmute.
Yeah, we can hear you.
I don't remember.
We can't. You're breaking up. I can't hear you.
Okay. I am a community. I am and
We still can't hear you, Ms. Small. You're breaking up.
Okay.
From the community, John.
Okay.
Can you hear now?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you better.
It's her mic keeps going off and on. I don't know if you guys can see it.
Yeah.
Blinking.
Yeah.
See? Oh,
We're still losing you, Ms. Small. Probably you could put it in the chat.
Okay.
And I'll address it in the chat.
Okay. That works.
All right.
Was Carla saying something?
I was just going to repeat what I took down for the minutes, but I'll watch the video. We don't have to relive that moment again. It's okay. Thank you.
Okay.
If there's no further nominations,
Someone
we
else
should close them.
has their hand raised. Yes.
It's me, Joan Claude.
Okay.
Would you repeat the names of those who are running for the second vice president?
Second vice president.
First
vice president.
I have first. So what about the second?
John is
That's John.
That's John.
It's John.
John remains the second?
Yeah.
John was confusing people, like I said.
No, because in the
Chair, vice chair, not president, chair.
in an election like this, I thought that all positions were
just those from the floor.
Were open, and if the person who has the position now wants to run again, then they would be renominated.
That's exactly what happened. There was no issue about the other person. The only one we haven't done is Tolene, who is the treasurer. But everybody else, the nominations were open. They were made. And the only one that was really open was first vice chair and corresponding secretary.
Yes.
A recording secretary, whatever it was.
And that's Ivan Boris and Keisha Lago Martins.
What I think is being said is that board members could have nominated others for the positions that are even filled already. Like someone could have nominated from the floor second vice chair, treasurer, corresponding secretary. We haven't heard anyone nominate anyone else for those positions, but they could have if they wanted to. Correct? Is that what you're trying to say, Carl?
Yeah.
That's correct.
Ms. Claude,
If somebody wanted to run for a second vice chairman's position, they could have been nominated from the floor. But there was nobody that wanted to run against John, even though he was praying that would happen.
Right.
Right. Sorry, John, but I had to tell him. We had two nominations for the first vice chair. We had one nomination for the chair. Now, the secretary we have a nomination for. The only one we haven't nominated yet is Tolene as the treasurer, and I don't think anybody wants her job because it's a pain in the neck. So if we can close nominations if there's nothing else from the floor, because we're wasting a lot of time on something that should have went simple.
Anthony Reed, you're good?
No, I have a question.
Okay.
Who was nominated for chair? Carl. I know you know everything, but let some people that don't know get some answers that they need so they can be clear, right?
Miss Beatrice Coronel.
Beatrice Coronel is for chair?
Yes. Yes,
okay.
Sir.
All right. Just want to know. Thank you.
All right.
And just to be clear, I know that this has been said. I'm looking at section 2 of the officers list where we do the election of officers to be held. The board shall elect a nominating committee of 5 members. This committee shall present 1 or more candidates for each of the offices to be filled at the election meeting. Additional candidates shall be nominated from the floor at this meeting. A majority of appointed members present and voting shall be required to elect a candidate to office. Should no candidates receive a majority on the first ballot, all of the candidates except those 2 receiving the largest number of voters shall be dropped from the ballot, and a second ballot should take place. Voting shall be closed or shall be by closed or open ballot at the discretion of the board. I know you said someone who's on the nominating committee can't run for a position, but our bylaws do not state that explicitly. Maybe that was something that was inferred over the course of time. But if Clinton wants to run for first vice chair, then he can, because there's no provision excluding him from doing that.
Okay,
Thank you, George.
Wait, George, just a question on that. I'm sorry. Can I speak? I'm not speaking. Okay. I just think that if the person is on the nominating committee and running for a position, that it maybe wasn't really stated or written in the bylaws, but it's something that I think that we would want to maybe consider making it just one of the unspoken rules in a way or something like that, because it would be unethical, in my opinion, to have someone on the nominating committee and running for a position.
And there'd be a conflict of interest.
Oh, thank you. That's the word.
He's saying that he can resign.
Yes,
He can resign.
he's not, if somebody, any board member who chooses, if somebody nominates Clinton, as was done in this situation, and Clinton accepts and he asks the question appropriately, does that mean that he have to resign? Carl said what he said. And again, it's not wrong. I think that, when I've spoken to Ursula about this in previous years, that was always the case. And it may very well be that what your point is why the reason they do it. But if he resigns his commission, then there should be no conflict because he's no longer on the nominating committee.
Correct. I understand that point, but then also on the nominating committee, that would leave us with 4 people, and I believe it has to be an odd number on the committee, so you would have to have an additional person.
It says 5. It does say 5.
Right. First of all, that's not relevant because the nominations already came out of committee. It will be relevant for next year, but not this year.
Where do it say that at, Carl? Tell me where it say that at.
The key is, and I'm going to tell you, this is for many, many years of the board.
See what's in the book. I don't want to hear what many, many years. I don't want to hear all of that.
You know something? Follow the
law.
Follow the science.
I don't want to follow the rules.
So, okay, so this is Carla.
Carla, I'm sorry. Can I just say this one thing? This might help everybody.
Sure.
Just quickly. When I was at one point, God bless the dead, Father Gorman, I was on the nominating committee. I was nominated for treasurer. I was told that I had to get off the nominating committee to run, and that's what I had to do. So I don't know how that helps everybody, but that is what I had to do. I had to get off of the nominating committee so that I could run for treasurer.
That's right.
So okay. So this is Carla again. So I do not think, and I'm flipping furiously through documents here. I do not think that is actually in our bylaws, but I will double check before tomorrow. I think there is something in that handbook for community board members that says there is a provision for a board's custom. So this may not be an actual rule. It may be just our way of doing things for many years. And then B, I think the nominating committee's duties have been discharged, right? So they've done what they need to do. So they're effectively dissolved, right?
This is Ted. Carla, I don't think that is actually the case because if, for instance, Clinton were to be nominated and he maintained his position as chair, effectively he will be counting his own votes. Okay, so it does present a conflict of interest because Clinton's role does not cease until the elections are over.
Yeah.
Correct.
Does count the votes.
Okay,
or
good point,
oversee the
Ted. Yeah.
counting of the votes.
Yeah.
Can I say something? Did anyone not hear me say, should I resign now? No one heard that part?
Yeah.
I heard you.
I'm telling you.
I mean, I'm just saying.
I had to resign that day, the same
That's
day
what
that I was
That's what I
nominated.
said, but it seemed like everybody didn't hear that. But no,
I heard you.
Clinton, just resign, Clinton. Just resign.
I mean, it ain't really that serious. If we got to go through all of this just for me to run for first vice chair, it's not that serious. I'll stay where I'm at. That's fine. Thank you.
Clinton, I'm nominating you, man. Don't let me down.
I mean, it's turned into this huge snowball. I said, if I accept it, do I need to resign right now? I asked the question. Do I need to resign right now?
Okay,
but everybody forgot about that.
Can I just say what happened with what I said? Did y'all just completely negate the whole thing of what I just said? That it was a fact. It is what happened. I was on the nominating committee. I was told I had to quit that day in order for me to be to become a nomination for treasurer.
So Clinton, you resign and you're running as second vice chair.
Yay!
First vice chair.
Excuse me, Barbara Gibson have to say something. Barbara Gibson.
I didn't answer.
Someone would have to refill his place to make it 5.
Not really.
Yeah.
Not really.
Okay, this is Carla
I
again.
just want to say, like,
Isn't-
this has happened to me before, and I mean, although I invite Clinton to run, I think he would be a great choice as well. But this is a fact, and you can look into history. Historically, I was the chair person as well, and I was told that I could not run for executive office because I served as chair. And this was even in your tenure, George Torres.
Were you nominated is the question, and did you accept?
Absolutely.
You were nominated while you were chair to run for what?
At that time, it probably was second vice chair or something to that effect.
Did you run for second vice chair?
I could not because I was told I could not.
So you didn't accept?
I did accept, but I was told I could not run because I served as chair of the nomination committee.
And listen, there's no preclusions here that state anything. And I think what Tolene said and what Clinton just said, the only thing that I would say is it does say here that the board shall elect a nominating committee of 5 members. We did do that. It doesn't say that you have to end with 5 or have 5 throughout the whole process. Tolene left because she was nominated to run for treasurer. She resigned her commission, which Clinton has offered to do. I don't think we should have preclusions on anybody running, and maybe this is a case study in changing the rules altogether, which I've been trying to do for the last 6 years. This is a perfect example of why we should be inclusive and let anybody who wants to run for an office run for an office.
Right. So this is Carla again. I agree with you, George. I think that the nominating committee has essentially discharged their responsibility in proposing a slate of officers and then accepted nominations from the floor. So their work is done. Now all they have to do is count the ballots. And you don't need 5 people to count the ballots, I don't think.
No, you don't.
You're right. You don't need 5 people, but their work is not done. Let's not minimize the counting of ballots and the running of a candidate forum and all that other stuff that they still have to do. That still is very important. So, but as Clinton stated, again, we've made this a mountain out of a molehill.
Yeah.
He said we have very capable people who can pick up the work and do what needs to be done. So it's not done yet. We have until next month. It'll be over June 23rd. That's when this will be over. That's when the committee will be over.
Okay, I just think 4 people can count the ballots. How many times
Agreed.
do you need to double check? Yeah.
Agreed. So, Clinton, do you accept, or what do you want? What's the prognosis? I'm writing an email to the. Okay, good. So you accept. Please resign. Do whatever you need to do.
Do I need to resign right now? Do I need to say I resign?
Yes, please resign right now, so it's on record and everybody's happy.
Okay. I continue to resign as of the 2022 nominating committee to run for first vice chair of Community Board 12.
I accept your resignation.
Everybody heard that, right? Everybody heard that?
Yes, we heard it.
Okay.
Accept your resignation.
Yes, I vote for you.
No,
this is Norbert.
Can we move on?
Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Anthony.
Norbert, you had a question?
Yes, I'm telling Mr. Clinton to run. He have my vote. I vote for him.
You can't keep it to yourself.
No.
This is not the PMP party.
Mr. Chair, can we move on?
Okay.
Can I just say one thing?
And hold on 1 minute.
Clinton has resigned.
Someone has to assume the leadership of the nominating committee from this point on.
That's exactly what I was going to address. That.
Correct.
Okay, so it's you. You said it.
Who's going to do that?
Tag, you're it, Ted.
I can do that, or I can meet with the other 4 members and we select someone.
Anthony is available.
Okay.
No,
How you gonna
let me
do
just
it?
understand this.
What's
I'm
up with
sorry.
you?
I'm sorry. This is Denise Bond speaking. I just wanted to understand something. So now the nominating committee has 4 people on it, and then is the process that we have to meet again, or can Ted just assume the responsibility as the chair? How does this work now?
He can assume it.
Okay, perfect. So,
and Ted, I will send you all of my notes.
There you go.
Problem solved. Well, John is acting chair, and Egeria is still on the board, so she's actually the first vice chair, so she assumes all of Dr. Burke's roles as the chair. So she can appoint. She's the person. We give wide latitude to our chairperson. So as acting chair, Egeria can appoint Ted. I'm sure John can have a conversation with Egeria and say this is the way the board wanted to go.
Okay. I will.
Mr. Acting Chair, can we continue?
Yes, we can.
Thank you.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Anthony.
Yes, this question is for Tolene. Tolene, when you took that position, right, and you resigned, how did they handle that other person, being that it had to be an odd number?
I gotta be honest with you, I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure they got another person.
I think so.
Yeah, I'm guessing they got another person, but I don't even remember because I was running. And then, right in there somewhere, I was going back and forth in the hospital, so.
Okay, I just was thinking.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, it's 8:45, folks. The next thing on the agenda is we did all that, the hybrid meeting, committee recommendation. Any more old business that we need to address?
Did we take a vote on the approval of the nominations?
No.
Well, you got to approve the nominations so we can have the election.
All right. Can I get a motion to approve the nominations?
I make a motion.
I approve. Barbara Gibson.
It's been properly moved. It's been properly moved and second.
Gibson.
Madam Secretary, can I get the roll call, please?
Okay, just one point though. This is it's nominations for the floor and so forth, but then you have to have the complete slate be mentioned.
Okay.
So remember that.
Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry. This is Carla still recording, Secretary? Who made the first motion? I got the second from Ms. Gibson, but I didn't.
Anthony Reed.
Anthony Reed.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Anthony.
Are we ready, members?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Judith Benitez, aye. Egeria Bennett excused. Denise Bond,
Aye.
Ivan Boris,
Abstain.
Carla Basati,
Aye.
Michelle Brumfield,
Aye.
Marlene Brown, not present. Victor Brown.
Abstain.
Who's coming up? Marlene
This is
Brown.
Marlene. I've been on.
Marlene Brown, what are you saying aye or
I said abstain.
abstain?
Yes.
Victor Brown, Deacon Brown, not present. Norbert Bryan,
Aye.
Sadie Campbell,
Aye.
Joan Claude,
Aye.
Beatrice Coronel,
Aye.
Tolene Dickerson,
Aye.
Kevin Eichelberger, not present. Alfredo Figueroa,
Aye.
Hannah Gapal, not present. Barbara Gibson,
Aye.
Johnny Goff, not present. Robert Hall, not present. Lisa Hayes, not present. John Isaac,
Aye.
Theodore James,
Aye.
Keisha Martin,
Aye.
Alpha Last, not present. Sharon Manzazette is not present. Lucille Martin,
Aye.
Shanika Moore,
Aye.
Clinton Mike,
Aye. Aye.
thank you. Carmen Ortiz,
Aye.
Anthony Reed,
Aye.
Harry Singh,
Aye.
Carl Stricker,
Aye.
Luke Zabados,
Aye.
Deborah Torado,
Aye.
Esther Yemen.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
The rat is gonna go under this, so you better go get it.
Okay, guys. We're supposed to talk about a fellowship that we're supposed to have. Any bonding ideas that anyone could come up with for us to go? Any bonding ideas?
Your
Anyone?
backyard.
All right. That's
So I'm putting this out there for board members because you raised, I think Dr. Burkhardt raised the issue of having a barbecue. If we're in person next month and it's a beautiful day, we will barbecue at the office for the full board meeting.
okay.
All right. And we can make it sort of like if anybody wants to bring stuff, they can. I will prepare the main entree, which is I'll make chicken and just chicken. And some burgers and hot dogs. Yeah. Huh?
Filet mignon.
That's too rich for my blood. You get whatever Stop and Shop has on sale. That's what you got. So it's real simple. We used to do this all the time, not for the full board, but for the staff and for the building. We have a grill in the office. I think it'll be a nice and I'm going to ask Ursula to order some, hello, my name is stickers, because we have some board members who aren't brand new. Well, not brand new. They've been here for 2 years plus maybe, and we still don't know each other because of the pandemic, we've been meeting virtually. So if you want to do that, we can do that for our June 23rd meeting.
You got a request, George, for some vegan burgers.
Yes. Ursula does not eat meat burgers, so I do make turkey burgers. Is that sufficient, or do you really want like vegan?
Yeah, I'm plant-based.
Okay, I will buy some plant-based burgers.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Excuse me, may I say something? Barbara Gibson.
Ms. Gibson.
Barbara Gibson.
Okay. Ms. Gibson?
Yes. I want to acknowledge something. Can I do it now or after?
You could go ahead because we're going to close in a few minutes. So you could go ahead.
Okay, I want to acknowledge that Dr. Dina Robbins had resigned in November and that her name was not mentioned. And I think that we need to thank anyone like Carl that's leaving for their service. I also want to congratulate Carl also for his service. And without Carl, we would not be able to accomplish as many meetings that we have had successfully. So I just want to thank those members because I'm older and been in the service as well. But I just want to thank Dina and Carl for their service. Thank you.
Ms. Gibson, it's actually two different calls, right? It's Carl Stricker is staying, but Carl Lanzano is leaving.
Correct. I was congratulating actually both. One leaving and one that has stayed, that has worked with us throughout the service that he got honored from the Bronx Borough President. Yes.
That's great. Thank you very much.
Actually, it was honored.
So does anyone have anything to bring before the board before I proceed to close? Ms. Dickinson?
Yes, I want to say something. Hello?
Okay, Mr. Reed?
Yeah, I just want to say you're doing a great job, Isaac.
I'm trying.
Doing a great job, man. Don't run on us.
I'm not running. It's a great family.
I said, don't run on us. We need you.
I got a great family. I love all you guys.
All right, man. All right. Great job, man.
Miss Sadie, you can hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, good. I need you. So, what I'm gonna do before I proceed to close,
Hey, John.
Oh, Miss Dixon?
Yeah. I had my hand up there for just 2 seconds.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
We didn't, and I don't want to do it after them talking about you did a great job, but we didn't get to do the financial report.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I like to do my bag.
Okay, we could go.
Slow down there, Isaac.
Okay.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I love you. All right. So this is real quick. There's only less than fingers on my hand count of the people who have not contributed to the Sunshine Committee. I love y'all. Y'all can or y'all can't, but I would love it just to let you all know that you can still either Zelle or Cash App me with your money for the Sunshine Fund. And last but not least, in saying our prayers in the beginning, when we prayed for the young children and the 2 teachers, we also needed to, I don't know if everybody heard, but one of the teachers, her husband had a heart attack after hearing that she had passed away.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a family with 4 children who has neither parent. So I just wanted to, for you to add that into your prayers.
Okay, that's why I was actually asking Miss Sadie if she could. I was going to have her lead us out in a prayer.
John, just one thing. If you read what's in the chat that I sent out,
okay,
and you'll see what I'm talking about. It's not just one person that was honored.
Okay, No, yeah, she didn't mention Carl Stricker, Johnny Goff, and Miss Benitez. I think the bar president's office mentioned it.
That is correct.
Okay. Great. So could we see your awards at the next meeting?
Mhm.
That'll probably be good.
I'm still waiting for mine. They spelled
I
my
haven't gotten that yet either, so.
They spelled my name wrong.
Oh, wow.
Oh, George says he has mine.
Another thing, if I may acknowledge Michael Burke for the job that he did do with us while he was in service, that we truly appreciate his service. And this is Barbara Gibson stating that. Thank you.
All right. That's great. Miss Sadie.
Yes, sir.
So you have the burden on your shoulder to bless us as we leave. I want you to remember the people in Kenya. A lot of people forgot about Kenya. Is it Kenya that has a famine and they got the locusts, and because of all the other stuff that's going on around the world in Ukraine and all that stuff, none of the money is going to Kenya with all the babies starving. So, there's a lot of turmoil. I mean, the shootings all over the place is really bad, and we need to pray as much as we can as a family. So could you lead us out?
Okay. Okay. Good evening, everyone. And as we get in this position where we can give thanks to our Heavenly Father, we thank the Lord that we were able to meet in this fashion, and that as we prepare to meet in the upcoming meetings, that we become more stalwart and more mindful of what the things we say and do, and to remember that we are here for our community. That is our purpose. And for all those people who are suffering all over the world, the nation and the world, we ask for your guidance and we ask for your protection. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen. Thank you.
Amen, 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 amen.
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 Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn
Second.
our community board meeting on 5/26/22 at 8:59 p.m.
All right.
Second.
So properly moved. The meeting is closed, guys. Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you.
Great
Please
job.
be
Good night.
safe.
Good night.
Please
Good
be
night.
safe.
Great job, George. George,
Please
thank
be
you.
safe
Good night,
and
everyone.
mask up. Mask up.
All right.
Good night. Please, Campbell.
What number say? Bring a jerk chicken.
I have those skills. I don't know how to make jerk chicken.
Throw that
To
chicken
bring
on the
it,
grill and
you can cook
throw some
it.
jerk. Put the chicken on the grill, throw some jerk sauce on it, and there you go.
Safe holiday.
All right. I will try my best. All right. Have a great holiday. That's right.
You get a whole chicken, you cut it in half, and then you slap some jerk sauce on there. There you go.
Please.
I'm gonna speak to you, Norbert. I'm gonna call you.
Good night.
No, Miss Campbell, I'm talking to Miss Campbell. Miss Campbell.
All right.
Congratulations, Mr. Mike.
Thank you.
All right.
Good night again.
Ending it. All right. Good night. Good night.